Welcome back to another episode of Parenting in Progress. I'm Korey.
I'm Jordynn.
And we're the Welches. Welcome back to another episode. Merry Christmas, everybody. Yes, we're recording this a couple days after the big day. Hopefully everybody's had a good holiday season. Hopefully you got what you wanted from Santa or your significant other, either or. Jordynn, how was our Christmas?
It was really good. It was the first Christmas with Karlee that was, a kid's Christmas opening presents. Last year you have baby's first Christmas and there's just the sentimental fact of that. All the Christmas outfits and all the babies first. But the second Christmas, she was starting to understand a little bit. And overall, she did well. She was a trooper through the travel that we did. She napped well. She behaved well. She had a lot of fun. Ate pretty good. Overall, I feel like it was a win.
I think it was definitely more fun this year. I think, you're right. Last year, we had to do pretty much everything for her. You had to open the gifts. You had to kind of get her to play with them. Did she necessarily really care? Not a whole lot. But this year, she was excited. You kind of got her into the spirit beforehand. I know the couple days before Christmas, I obviously had to work. So I was traveling around for work. But what did you two do kind of leading up to Christmas Eve and Christmas?
We've been singing Christmas carols for over a month now. So she asks for specific ones to listen to. So, we sang a lot of songs. We did the salt dough ornaments and she helped roll the dough out, cut it. We made them one day and then we painted them the next day. So I think I did one where I painted for her and the other ones she had free access to paint how she wanted. And she was really excited to see them up on the tree. We had some Santa themed foam stickers that she'd stick on some paper, Christmas coloring pages, Christmas books. I think I was proud of myself. I got a little creative. I took a piece of green construction paper, Sharpie drew a tree on it, and she got some paints with a Q-tip and she painted little ornaments on the tree. We made fake snow, but she really wasn't into that as much. Maybe because we were outside and there was other things going on. But yeah, we tried to just make it as festive and enjoy the time that we had leading up to the big day.
Yeah, she did really good with that tree. I didn't see it. I thought it was nice.
The painted tree?
Yes.
Yeah. I got I think they were little paper cups, plastic cups that I cut off so they weren't so tall and squirted some paint in each one, gave her multiple Q-tips, and she dunked them in there. And, she's into dipping, dipping French fries, dipping everything. So this was no different, just dipping the Q-tip in the paint, sticking it on there. And I think she liked it. She was excited. She wanted me to put a star on it. So I painted a star on it. So I think she had fun. She was excited to show us the ornaments that she made at daycare as well. And we put them up on our tree and she liked looking at them, finding them and pointing them out.
On Christmas Eve, we did have a Christmas at noon on Christmas Eve. So I was technically working that morning yet from home. There was no reason to travel anywhere just for the short few hours that I'd be working anyway. Didn't get any calls, luckily. And that whole morning, we kind of just got around for the most part. I think the night before Christmas is when we wrapped a bunch of the presents. That is also when we built the big one. That was when it went down.
Smoothly.
Yes, the kitchen that we bought her consisted of probably 50-some pieces. I'm just rough guessing here. Probably 50-some pieces. And if I remember right, it was 80-some steps. And since we had a Christmas on Christmas Eve and Christmas Eve night, Jordan's like, hey, we're going to do that earlier. So we did it the night before Christmas Eve, the 23rd. Once we got her down to sleep for the night, we went downstairs and started working on it. And X amount of pieces and 80 some steps later.
2 hours later.
And about 2 hours later, we got it done. It looks good. It's still sitting right where Santa put it in our living room. Just because with the whole carpet project, fingers crossed, we get that done this upcoming week. It's just going to be so nice. We're starting to get excited and almost just like, let's get it done. Let's just get it done. But we got it all put together. And yeah, Christmas Eve, we had the noon Christmas. That was Jordan's family, their immediate family. So that was where our present opening kind of began a little bit.
Yeah, we got there and we were telling her that morning, like, hey, you know what? You ready to go open some presents? Santa's coming tonight. I do remember before we left, we had the little Santa reindeer food, Santa's reindeer food of like oatmeal and glitter. Yeah, and so she and I went out and we sprinkled that on the yard. And I said, Karlee, this is for the reindeer to know to come to our house. And she kept looking up in the sky and saying, reindeer, fly. And I said, yeah, they're going to land on our house and Santa's going to come. And she was starting to pick up things like, I know that she doesn't fully understand it, but she knew that reindeer were flying and Santa was coming. And so we were just kind of pepping her up that morning and got to my parents. We ate lunch and, you know, she was getting a little bit tired because it was about her normal nap time. We were planning on putting her down a little bit later. Once we started opening presents, you know, she saw all the presents sitting in front of her. She didn't really dive into them right away. She was patient and waiting for all the presents to get passed out.
And I think she was still trying to gather what is going on.
Yes, I agree.
Because it was a whole year ago when she had last really opened any. And I think that was just, she just didn't really know what to expect. And once we had her start opening them up, she went to town. Mm-hmm. She opened them up by herself. You just needed to get her started in a certain direction, and she would rip that paper off, and she'd get it opened up, and she'd be like, open, because she wants the toy. She wants to play with the toy, and it's like, okay, well, how about you open another one, and then by the time I'll have this one cut open, and then you can play with it. But yet, she had probably 6 gifts there, probably at least, somewhere in there.
I agree. And, you know, she did really well with the paper. There were some times on a corner it might get stuck and she would start fussing and like, calm down. Do you need help? And she'd say yes, and we'd help her open it a little bit. But for the most part, she did it by herself. Yeah, there was a lot of open. And so I think we waited to open our presents because we wanted to soak in watching her and help her. So I think you were opening one of them. I was helping her open another gift. And, you know, each thing, her response when she saw it was great. It was, or if there was a Bluey on it or a Mickey Mouse, it would be Bluey, Mickey Mouse. And she was excited.
Yeah, we ended up getting all her presents opened up, and then finally Jordan and I got to open ours, which wasn't a big deal, but I think you were opening yours. You opened all yours before mine because I was still cutting stuff open because we had to have all the toys out of their packaging. And ended up we got done with that. We had a good meal. We had some tacos is what we ate for lunch. A little bit of a late lunch. And then it was kind of nap time for Karlee. She was a little tired after the presents. We let her play a little bit with her toys.
But she actually asked to go to bed because I wasn't planning on having her go down until right before 3. And it was about 2:15. She was asking to go night-night, and she was sitting on your lap, quiet. So we followed her cues, and we're like, you know what? Let's go. Let's take a nap. And she did. Fell asleep pretty quick.
Yeah, she would have went to sleep in my arms if people weren't in and out of that door trying to get to where they were going. There was some of them that were packing the car and stuff like that. But she would have went to sleep if everybody was sitting there like we were a little bit before. But no, she went to sleep, had a pretty decent nap. Jordan and I got to do a little bit of running around. We had a Walmart pickup order, and they ended up calling Jordan saying, hey, you need to get it done by 4 o'clock because that's when we're not going to bring it out anymore. And so we did that, ran around town for an hour or so and came back, and Karlee woke up, and then it was time for Christmas Eve service.
Yes. So at my home church, they have a Christmas Eve service. I think it was at 5. And Karlee woke up from her nap, had time to play a little bit, eat a snack, wake up, and got her dressed to go to there. And she's all about songs. You know, we've been singing Christmas carols. She's been going to church and listening to a lot of the songs. So this service was, you know, verses from the Bible telling the Christmas story and then a song, and then verses and then a song. So there was a lot of ups and downs. And Korey, you held her most of the service.
I did. We got her normal little toys that we get her for church, and she didn't really want to play with any of them. She just did not really want to play with any of them. She kept talking about songs, which we started out with a song, and she wanted more of that. I'm like, honey, there will be plenty of songs. I bet there was close to 10 songs we sang easily. And we'd start singing, and we get done with one song. We sit back down, and she's like, song. It's like, honey, just wait. They're going to read a little bit, and then we'll sing again, and you'll be good. Don't worry about all these songs. Like, we're going to sing a lot here at church tonight. Anyway, she would get impatient doing that, and about halfway through the service, we were singing one of the songs, and she was singing along, and I don't really know what made me think of it. I think I was just trying to entertain her a little more, but Dad kind of decided to bust a move.
Spice it up a bit.
Yeah, I decided to bust a move in the pew, and we were dancing just a little bit. So she was giggling and laughing, and we sat pretty much clear back, but there was a couple pews behind us, and those people, I think, were getting a little entertained by watching me and Karlee dance to these songs. But you know what? Hey, we're just living a little.
You're having a good time. You're enjoying Christmas Eve service.
It was good. She was pretty quiet. There's a couple times she yelled out, songs and say jingle bells and stuff like that.
Honey, I don't think we're singing jingle bells at church service today.
No, unfortunately, we didn't sing her favorite song. And most of the time, you don't know whether Jingle Bells is just regular Jingle Bells or Jingle Bell Rock, because she calls them the same thing for some reason.
Yeah. And then my mom, she asked to go sit with my mom. And so I took her. My mom was in the pew back behind us. And the last song of Christmas Eve service always is Silent Night. And we have candles. And so she wasn't with us when we had the candles, but my mom and dad were there, and she had watched their candle. And they always sing Silent Night. And Silent Night is the song that it's usually the last song I sing her at night when we're rocking. And it does say sleep in heavenly peace, but I look back to look at her during that song, and she's got her eyes closed. My mom's holding her. She's got her eyes closed. And I'm like, Karlee, you don't have to go to bed. And we're just singing the song. And it was the cutest thing. And I watched the interaction with the candle once service was over, and my parents were getting her to try to blow the candle out. And she did with some help, and she had fun.
Yeah, that's kind of exciting, especially her birthday's coming up in a couple months. So hopefully she'll be able to blow those 2 candles out by herself instead of having mom and dad do it like we did last year. It's not that, I kind of thought maybe that'd be a bittersweet moment where we would miss helping her do these things, open presents, blow out candles, those types of things. No, I don't miss it. It's much more fun watching her do it than you doing it for her. 100%.
I agree.
Another thing, while we were at church, it was a communion night as well. So Karlee got to go through communion. Oh, has she done that before?
She's went with us through the line, but she's never gotten the bread or the juice.
So we gave her the bread, and Dad grabbed another juice cup because Mom had a hold of her. We got back to the pew, and those little tiny itty-bitty drink cups, it's grape juice, by the way, y'all. It's grape juice, not wine. We don't do wine. Anyway, got the cups back to the pew. And we're like, all right, Karlee, now you take a sip of it. And that little tiny cup, I bet she milked 5 sips out of it.
Oh, at least.
But they were all good because that was straight from the tap, grape juice.
100% strength.
We generally dilute it down a little bit, but I bet that stuff was just like crack cocaine she was on.
Oh, yeah.
She was wanting more and more. We got the cup done. More. It's like, no, like we're all done.
And she doesn't get juice very often. I mean, it's probably been within the last month that we've started offering a little bit of juice. I think she's had apple and orange, and it's definitely at least 50-50 mix. And I know we're probably the rude parents, but if they don't know any different, why do they need full strength juice? They don't. So she liked that full strength grape juice for sure.
So we ended up getting done with church, had another Christmas there on Jordan's side. This was with a bunch more cousins, so kind of more of an extended family Christmas at a different spot there in town. Once again, it was fun. Karlee didn't get a whole lot of presents, but the cool part is she's got a couple cousins. One is a little older than her. A couple are a little older than her. One is just a smidge older than her, like within a year, probably 10 months older than her. The others are probably a year or two above her.
And then there's a bigger age gap.
Yeah.
Probably 10 years.
And we got to see her play with her cousins, which 2 of them go to daycare with her as well. So they're used to playing with each other all the time. But it was good. It wasn't just full of opening presents and having to do that whole deal again. It was kind of nice to have a little less presents, but yet she got to play with her cousins and she ran around the house. I mean, I keep going back to last year. You held her most of the time. I mean, she wasn't running around. You kind of lay her down on the floor here or there. And other than that, people were holding her, and eventually then she'd go to sleep.
Yeah. And this year, my niece is 12, almost 13. And she was downstairs with some of the other big kids and some of the other older kids that were closer to Karlee's age. And I'm like, all right, you got an eye on her? She's like, yep. I said, okay, holler if you need anything. And I was like, Karlee, you be good and you listen. And I went back upstairs and it was kind of nice. Like not that I don't want to supervise my child or play with, like by any means, no. But it was fun to let her just get to be with kids and kids that could keep an eye on her too. But she got to have fun and we got to go and talk to some of my cousins upstairs as well. So then one foggy Christmas Eve, we had to go back home.
It was very foggy. Christmas Eve night, Christmas Day, a little bit Christmas night, not too bad there though. But we did have a lot of fog those 2 days. So Rudolph was definitely out, traipsing with Santa, leading the way, I'm sure, Christmas Eve night around our part of town because it was pretty darn foggy. But we made it home.
And I thought Karlee would crash on the car ride home, and she didn't. When we left, she wasn't super, she was tired, but she wasn't a hot mess. She did have a later nap, but we left maybe an hour past her bedtime, and I was like, oh, she's going to fall asleep right away in the car. Nope. She didn't. I think she was still just on a sugar high or something.
And she had a little bit of sugar off and on. She really did. And we didn't try to feed her too much stuff to where her tummy get upset or anything like that.
But also it is Christmas and let her have a little treats. She liked it.
So once we got home, got Karlee to bed, she fell asleep fairly quick. And of course we had to get the present out and stage it all. Karlee and Mom ended up setting some cookies and a carrot out for Santa and his reindeer. So we quickly put them up and went downstairs, got the kitchen, brought it up, got it staged. We did have a little bit of food with it, so I put a glass of milk, 2 cookies, and a carrot on there, just kind of pretty much what she left Santa. And after that, we went to bed. We were tired. It was a big day. Woke up the next morning, and we were Actually, no, the night before we were talking about it. Christmas Eve night when we were laying in bed, we were talking about how is tomorrow morning going to go? How is that going to work? Because sometimes when Karlee wakes up and she doesn't have enough time to wake up, she gets really crabby. Mm-hmm. And she's just ticked and in a mood, and just takes her a while to get out of that mood. Eventually she will, but she just is in that mood most of the time. So we're like, okay, well, if she's kind of crabby, we're probably just going to put her in our bed. She can watch some videos on Jordan's phone, wake up a little bit, because we wanted her to walk in. Mm-hmm. We didn't want to carry her into the living room. We wanted her to walk in. So we're like, all right, either way, we're going to go to mom and dad's room first.
Yeah. Which is usually what's normal, her normal routine. And we also figured she might be sleeping in a little bit. She went to bed late. So we did that. I was up. You were up. I got my coffee, kind of getting them some things just ready, got the stockings down. And then she started stirring and we're like, all right, let's go. Or I was.
And then went to sleep, woke up next morning, nothing too early. Karlee woke up probably about 7 or so. We thought she would sleep in because she went to bed late. It was a big day big day the night before, but she really didn't sleep in a whole heck of a lot.
It was almost 8.
Was it almost 8? Maybe I'm crazy. So we woke up the next morning. Karlee did sleep in, slept until about 8, which is kind of unusual for her unless she's had a big day. And Dad went and got her, brought her into mom and dad's room. She didn't really watch viddies.
No, she just kept wanting to watch Miss Rachel.
She wanted to watch Rachel. So she wanted to go in the living room to watch Rachel. And finally we're like, all right, well, if you want to watch Rachel, we got to take her sleep sack off. And I think she was hungry too. Pretty sure she was hungry.
She might have been, yeah.
And anyway, got her sleep sack off. And I told her, I said, if basically you're like, well, if you want to watch Miss Rachel, we got to get her sleep sack off. So I leave early and I come in to the living room because we wanted to videotape this. We wanted to see what her reaction was going to be. And so I kind of get set up and ready, and Jordynn and Karlee come in. Karlee comes waltzing in and kind of looks, and the house is lit up, the tree's on, stars on. And Jordynn had 3 stockings sitting over along the couch, kind of leaned up. All 3 of our stockings. And when Karlee comes in the room, she sees those 3 stockings. And one of them was hers because it was kind of bulging out the top with stuff. Jordynn got her lots of stuff. So she goes and she takes something out of the top of that. And then when she took it out, guess what was next?
M&M's.
M&M's. And she grabbed those. She's cheesing like M&M's. And then she looks and she sees the kitchen. She's like, hey. And she points at it and she starts walking, drops the M&M's. Mid-stride. Never has ever happened in Karlee's life, dropping M&M's mid-stride. Went over to the kitchen, looked at the little carrots that were set out and the cookies, and she was just grinning and grinning. She didn't just say a whole lot, but you could tell she was just happy, like, oh my goodness, what is this? And we're like, what is that? She's like, kitchen. Like, did Santa bring that for you? Yeah.
Yeah, when you left to go video, I told her, I said, Karlee, I think Santa's been here. We should go see what he brought. And yeah, it was hilarious. She walked right by it. Didn't even see it. But her expressions were great. She was so excited, smiling, wanting to play with it, wanting to check it all out. And then we're at the dilemma of trying to reel her in to open the other presents.
Yeah, so we got the other presents divided out amongst ourselves. And Karlee, she wanted to play with the kitchen, so we're trying to coax her into opening up the other gifts. That worked about as you could imagine. But yet we had another Christmas at Christmas Day lunch. So we kind of needed to somewhat get to moving because we still needed to get around, still needed to open up all the gifts. It was taking forever. It probably took an hour to open up 5 gifts, I would say, close to that. Because every time she'd open one up, open, and then she'd go back to the kitchen. And it's like, Karlee, just play with something or open another gift while I'm opening this. And you don't, this was the biggest dilemma. You don't want to push her too far to where it's like You're just making her open up the next one, open up the next one, open up. That's not Christmas, right? That's forcing them not to do what they want to do. You kind of got to let them do what they want on Christmas, but yet we're on a time constraint, so we got to get slowly moving. And I think we did a decent balance at that.
I do. I don't feel like we were super rushed. We're like, come on, come on, come on. You know, I didn't want to be like that. I want Christmas morning to be soak it in, open your presents, play with them. But again, like, yeah, we don't have 2 hours to open all these presents up because I want you to play with them for a little bit before we have to go. So I think it was a good balance. She needed to sit down, open another present, and then she'd get up and go play with her kitchen. And then we started opening our presents in between.
Yep, we couldn't get her to open up one, so I told Jordynn, I'm like, well, heck with it. You know, we'll just open up ours. And once we got it done, the one way I would coax her a little bit is I would open one up for a little bit to where she could see something was inside of it. And I'm like, Karlee, what's that? What's in there? And then she'd get curious and be like, what is in there? And she'd rip it open and, open, open, open. So it was a pretty magical morning. It was pretty neat.
It was really fun. And I'm glad that she did keep wanting to go back to the kitchen. It shows that, okay, she did really want this. She does really like it. And we were able to just sit and watch her and interact with her and play with her. And it was fun. It was all that, you know, you think of when you sit back and you did all this work to prep and now you get to sit and enjoy the magic.
So we got all of our presents opened up. Jordynn made a breakfast casserole. We ate just a little bit of that and got around and then headed to my immediate family side.
Your immediate family is just you and your parents.
Hey, still immediate. There's no number of people that have to attend to make it immediate.
I know. It was just funny.
Making fun of me. So we head over that way. Obviously foggy again, really foggy. So we head that direction. We get there.
Well, before that, on the way, you know, Karlee did get some of her little candies after she ate her breakfast. And she got a little bluey juice, you know, the character tops, and she had a little bit of that. We did dilute it. So she had a little bit of sugar in her on the way to your parents. And Korey was playing Christmas songs the whole way there, and she was jamming. She was dancing.
And I don't play Christmas songs.
I was going to say that too. He is the one that, like, if I turn on a Christmas song, he's like, all right, this song and that's it, and we're changing it. Nope. You were the whole day. I was proud of you.
Dad can live through it for one day. It's okay. Luckily, it's over with. So Christmas music is going to die here shortly. Dad's not going to give a crap about jingle bells here pretty quick. So anyway, we got there. Grandpa met us outside. We brought in all the gifts. We ate another lunch. Had a good little lunch there. Karlee ate not very good. It was not very good. She was maybe a little more center of attention. She did have a little bit of breakfast casserole, so maybe she wasn't totally hungry, but she didn't eat much of that either. She was playing. She was ready to go. So got done with that. Then it was gift time. We open up gifts again, go through that whole sequence. She got some more stuff that she had wanted and kind of what we thought would be fun for her. And after that, then we played some more. And then it was nap time again. Jordynn took her down while Mom, Dad, and I were messing with one of Mom's presents. So Jordynn got her down, got her sleeping. Then we kind of sat around and Jordynn had this Family Feud game she had seen on Facebook or Instagram or something. And we played that, and that was pretty fun. That killed about an hour at least.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, I got to be the little game show host, and I think your parents liked it. You liked it. Just a little festive game to do something different while Karlee was napping. And, you know, she didn't sleep the greatest. She slept for about an hour, which I'm happy that she did sleep an hour, honestly. Like, you know, in these times where you wake up later and you go to bed later and, you know, everything's shifted a little bit. She took a nap and that was good. I would have liked it to have been about an hour and a half, but it's fine. She was getting kind of cranky before the nap. So when she woke up, she was her usual self, a little bit happier, ready to play a little bit more and run around. Oh gosh, yeah, she ran around your parents' house like I don't know what.
Then we finished up there at about a little before 5, in between 4 and 5, we headed down to Jordan's parents again because Jordan's siblings, they went the other direction for Christmas Day. So we didn't want them to feel left out. So we went down there and ate supper, played a little bit more with her gifts.
Did the same Family Feud game with my parents, which they enjoyed it as well.
Yep. The dads won on each side. So then we came back home and Karlee was tired. She really was. Got her to sleep, and it was a successful Christmas. It was.
It was. And honestly, like looking back on Christmas Day, you know, we essentially had 3 little Christmases. I mean, we were tired at the end of the day, but I didn't feel like she was being dragged from place to place. I don't feel like we were being rushed wherever we were to get to the next place. I felt like we were present and enjoyed each one. Yeah, I was happy with how it went. I was happy with how she did.
And I think, you know, one of the biggest things that around these holidays, kind of any holiday, and you got multiple places to be, you got limited nap time, all of those things, you've got to figure out how to get those schedules a little bit flexible. Because, yeah, they're going to wear down fast because they're running around, they're hyped up, they're doing all sorts of things. They're really active, being super active. And yet they need some refueling. So I thought we did a really good job again balancing that act of sleep versus, can I push that nap off an hour or 2? Can we get a short nap in here and try to go to bed early? Or maybe she takes a nap because we know we're going to go to bed late. So it's all right. She can nap till 5 because she's not going to go to bed till at least 10.
Yeah, and thankfully, both of our sides of the family are not the, do they have to go take a nap or when are they going to wake up? It's the realization like, yeah, no, she needs a nap. And I mean, she's not even 2 yet. She needs a nap and they all understood and it was fine. She has napped at both places multiple times. So, but I think, you know, I know that we have routines. We've talked about our routines. We've talked about our little flexible structure and schedule, but kids can be flexible, but you have to allow them to be flexible. If you as the parents are the one that's like, oh, nope, it's 8 o'clock, we have to go. Oh, it's 1 o'clock, she has to have her nap. If you are so rigid and structured on that, you don't allow them the chance to be flexible because they're resilient. They can be flexible for those couple days. But you have to give them the opportunity to do that. And we did that with Karlee, and she did well.
I get the strict point of it, but at the same time, you're enabling them to be more strict and to make that maybe a little bit harder to do some of these things versus, hey, it's okay once or twice. I mean, it was just a 2-day stretch for Karlee.
Well, yeah, and Christmas only comes once a year. Mm-hmm. You know, all the memories that she's making and all the things, we don't want her to have to miss out on those things. So we're being flexible. Yeah, she stayed up past her bedtime for a couple days, but it's okay. She's fine. Might be crabby a little bit, but she's okay.
And I would say another tip that we've probably talked about multiple times on this podcast, soaking it in. I mean, Jordan and I made that a point to soak it in, especially in these young years. You only get so many years like this to where all of a sudden soaking it in isn't quite as big of a deal anymore because we got a lot more things going on. The kid's not as little. They're growing up. It only comes once per kid. And that's where you just got to stop, sit back, and soak it in. You know, I think even with us, we weren't a Karlee hog. We let the grandparents play with her. And we would take a little bit of a break. Maybe you're looking at your phone. Maybe you're looking at the present that you got and trying to check it out. We let her run around with her cousins. I mean, that's things that we cherished when we were little, is playing with our cousins and that sort of stuff. So definitely let them soak it in and you soak it in. Just let everybody soak it in, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. And that's how we really try to motto our parenting as well, is in certain times like these, you just take it for what it is and you just really let it come at you because it's only one time. She's only going to turn 2 once. She's only going to have a second Christmas once. And so that's where you just got to sit back, look around the room, look at her, and just say, man, I'm blessed and thankful for all this stuff.
Yeah. And I feel like I was definitely like remind myself be present in this. And I took a lot more pictures, not like, oh my gosh, I have my phone with me all the time, taking the pictures of everything. But sometimes I feel like you get so present that you don't take any pictures and then you don't have anything to look back on. And so I feel like I did a good balance of that. She has pictures with her cousins and her grandparents and us. And we were also not on our phones the whole time taking pictures and videos of her.
Because it's a busy time. I mean, you're trying to get a lot of stuff crammed in short amount of time frame. So just don't forget that. One other side note, one thing we noticed as we were driving home the other day and we were thinking about what are we going to talk about in this episode, and Jordynn was like, you know what? Actually, you know what? I'm going to let you say it.
So I've noticed at, a Thanksgiving at your side, Thanksgiving at my side, the couple Christmases we've been to, you know what? Miraculously, someone always brings mac and cheese. And it's not even people that have little kids that bring it. It's just a side that is there. And when you go through the table go through the food to get stuff for your kid and you see the mac and cheese, you're like, yes, thank you. Whoever brought the mac and cheese, thank you. Appreciate it. Like, you're the hero. You're the rock star. You get double bonus points for bringing mac and cheese. Because, yes, Karlee will eat other things. She ate ham really well. She ate the green bean casserole well. She had some fruits. She had some roll. But mac and cheese is always a safe food for her. And it was nice on the, just when everything's not your normal routine, to have a food that's like, okay, she's going to eat something. So if you want to earn those brownie points, make the mac and cheese and bring it to the gathering, because I'm telling you, all those parents of little kids will thank you.
I think we need to start a trend that we keep a gold star. Maybe we even make a sticker that's like the MVP of the holiday. And we find out who makes that mac and cheese, they get that sticker and they wear it all day long.
Yeah. Own it.
It is just something that dawned on us the other day as we're driving home. We're like, man, like that it helps out because kids don't always like stuff there. They don't like new stuff, or they're used to eating this, used to eating that. Mac and cheese has always been our go-to.
All right. So you have all the Christmases. You got all the presents open. It's awesome. You get the things you like. Karlee got new toys that she liked. And then, when you're busy going places, that first day home, I mean, I probably had a minor panic attack. There's about 7 different piles of presents strung out through the entire house. And it's like looking at it like, oh my gosh, I can't walk anywhere without walking over presents. I can't cook on my countertops because there's so many stuff here. Hiding the candy. We've learned to hide the candy so Karlee doesn't have free access to it all the time or ask for it all the time, and toys spread out everywhere. So it's just the aftermath, like the volcano.
It looks like a bomb went off.
For sure.
It looks like somebody nuked our living room.
And it's, as we're sitting in it right now, it's definitely better. It's messy.
It's better, but it's still bad.
But it's better than what it was, but holy cow. And don't get me wrong, I'm so thankful for all the gifts that people have given us, and the love and the toys and the clothes and the everything. It's just this little tiny period of time when it's not put away yet. It gives me anxiety. And there's things that I can't even put away yet. We have our basement floor coming up and I can't even put stuff downstairs. It's just something that I have to just close my eyes and be like, Jordynn, it's okay. Look away. It'll get done. It'll be fine. But holy cow, like, talk about overstimulation.
Yeah, and I know it bothers you a little more than me because I guess right now maybe I'm just using it as an excuse, but we talk about the basement. Half of our house isn't livable right now. We don't have anything in the basement. The garage is jam-packed full. We have an enclosed trailer that we borrowed from a family member, pretty much full. Once that carpet hopefully gets done this coming New Year's week, Oh man, it's going to be nice. What
It
are we
is.
going to do? What are we going to do with all that space? We've been living upstairs for, it seems like
6
a year.
months.
It just seems like a year. It hasn't been, but oh my word. So,
Well, it's going to be nice. Like, the kitchen that we talked about is still sitting in the same spot. Our tree, I can't even take our tree. Not that I want to take our tree down right now, but I can't even take it down because the boxes of all the things is in the trailer out front. And the kitchen is going to go in the spot where the tree is right now. So we're just kind of in limbo. And I have to tell myself it's okay. It will get better. Hopefully that carpet gets finished in 3 days like they say it will. And we will really enjoy it. We did spend some time this week packing up, bringing up some big stuff. And I looked at you and you're like, oh my gosh, in less than a week, we have to take all this stuff out and bring it back downstairs. But it's going to be okay.
it's still on our own time, so not as big of a rush to get it down there, but some of this surge of crap can put us at ease a little bit.
And just having that extra room for Karlee to run, it's less furniture, bigger space to run and to have some toys that are strictly downstairs toys, and just to be able to feel like we have a second living space again is going to be wonderful.
The poor girl got a stroller at one of her Christmases. She's got Bluey and a zebra stuffed toy in it. And she tries pushing that sucker around, and she's always, because she's either running over something, running into something, can't get anywhere. Sometimes you just watch her. She'll walk from the kitchen to the couch, and she's got a zig and zag around crap. It's just...
Back it up, Karlee.
Oh, man. Yes, it's going to be good. And we'll have to let you know if we get that project finished. He's supposed to have her done in about 3 days. So hopefully by New Year's Eve night, we're pretty much ready to go. So we'll have to keep you in tune. But
All right, so to wrap this episode up, of course, we got to tell you some of the things Karlee got. Thankfully, she got some clothes and some shoes. Obviously, the kitchen. She got dishes and food to go with that kitchen, of course. Another big ticket item has been the Melissa and Doug ice cream counter, the wooden ice cream. She's really been enjoying that. She got a Fisher Price.
Dad actually likes the ice cream one as well. I think it's kind of neat.
It's cool. Yeah. And she's been able to play independently at that and at the kitchen, which has been awesome. She got a Little People barn with animals, which has been fun for her. A cash register, the baby stroller, a new baby. She got some magnetic blocks that she's been liking those. Oh,
Those are those expensive ones.
and I kind of want to get another set.
I know.
Yeah, it's fine. Her birthday's coming up.
We'll see.
But Mr. Potato Head, she's been enjoying that. She got several new books, and they're interactive books with noise and stickers and moving parts. And she's really been liking those. She got a new phone that she's been talking on. That's cool because you can leave a message on it, like a voicemail, and it can play back. She also got a Little People Barbie car to go with her Little People Barbie house. So, those are just a few of the things that have been big, enjoyable toys for her so far.
Yeah, she got lots more than that. Appreciate everybody getting her gifts, all of which are family members. So didn't want to leave anybody out there. Well, we're going to wrap this episode up. We'll have to let you know in the next episode how New Year's Day goes. I don't think we've even thought about a plan of how we're going to do New Year's Eve with Karlee, but we'll work on that. Definitely wish everybody a Merry Christmas. We are blessed to do this podcast. We really appreciate everybody that listens to it sincerely from the bottom of our hearts. It truly is grateful. So we are so blessed and so thankful for everything. Looking forward to another quick holiday and a short work week again.
I like having you home. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening to Parenting in Progress. If you like what you heard and you're listening to us on YouTube, please go ahead, like, share, subscribe, drop a comment. If you're listening to us on other platforms, go ahead, give us a follow and a rating. We truly appreciate it. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next one.